Since Wings table slammed and road rage slapped his wife Kelly, there's been some back and forth from Keemstar about whether he would be fired or suspended. Initially, when they saw the second clip of Wings slapping his wife's arm while they were in traffic, Keem said he's fired. He's done. He's gone. And a little bit after that, I heard talk of a 90-day suspension. And I think there's a little bit more back and forth than that, but that's what I had heard up until this point. So, courtesy of Lummox, we have an update from a couple days ago. Then I'll show you a little bit more recent of an update.
But for those of you who don't know, 6.2 thousand people watching me sit here and do nothing. I did want to say we got an update from Jordy today, and it's a pretty exciting update. And I think you guys will be happy to hear about it.
All right, let's talk about the big one.
Yeah.
All right, and our conversations with Jordy have been really, really productive. I don't think there's been a conversation with Jordy that's been like, oh, well, fuck him. You know what I mean? It's more been like right on, and it seems like Jordy is taking this serious.
Yeah.
It seems like he is trying to do whatever he can to make amends for the wrongs that he knows he did.
Yep.
He's literally saying stuff like, I fucked up bad, which coming from Jordy is a big deal. You know what I mean? There's a lot of...
I mean, even if somebody is the type of person to not admit that they were wrong or something, is it really big that somebody who table slammed their wife would be like, you know what? I think I might have been in the wrong there. Even if you want to argue it's accidental or whatever, should be pretty easy for anybody to say, that was my bad. I was in the wrong there. I have a problem. But they want to play it off. It's huge. It's huge. So when I initially saw this, I was like, okay, so they're doing this whole thing. They're going to string it along for drama. Oh, will we bring Wings back? Won't we?
Oh, yeah. That's not Jordy. So he's literally saying stuff like that, like, I'm bad and I need to fix this. And today he found a bunch of classes for anger management, excuse me, and he's enrolled in it.
What is Boogie doing? He like is sticking his finger into something and licking
anger management, excuse me, and he's enrolled in it.
Yeah.
So it's like
maybe Wings finger sniffing is rubbed off on Boogie a little bit.
Okay.
And in fact,
but anyway, they said Wings told him that he's going to anger management classes.
I'm going to tell you about the phone call. I called him today, and I'm like, hey, man, good job on signing up for anger management. We're really proud. I think it's the first step in the right direction. Do you want to come on the show today and discuss it? And what did he say?
He said, no, I want to stay offline. And we go, okay, yeah, you know, like, that's literally what you should be doing.
He's dedicated to getting better, 100%.
But
some also probably selfishly what he wants to do, because I mean, well, what is he going to do? Go on his live stream and ban every single chatter that's saying why do you beat your wife? I mean, going online after that event is just going to be a terrible experience.
We also want to like offer him the platform to say it, so it didn't come from us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if he wanted to tell people that, right? But his response was literally perfect. Like, no, I need to stay offline. Yeah. And he's right. He does. He does.
Yep.
I mean, they're just acting like him going to anger management, saying I'm wrong, and staying offline is this monumental thing. And I get Wings does not do much, but I think we're overplaying it, even for Wings here.
Absolute worst thing he could do is come online.
Mr. Jockstrap super chatted $20. Wings never changes. If a decade of relentless criticism couldn't change Wings, a week of online anger management won't change a thing. I remember the last time I shoved my wife. Who put those stairs under her? Nick Stone F.
You want to call?
This is just such an odd show. So they sit there and they're, you know, acting like this is serious. We want to seriously address it. And then they do this smashing Boogie's face into cake bit in the middle of it. Just a very strange show, this LolCow Live.
People ninjas! Help my ninjas. Hey Keem, just wanted to own up and apologize for my misinformation last night regarding Wings' contract. It was in fact not the community that had to vote him out, but the agreement was a severance package and quarterly bonus.
No, there is no quarterly bonus. Boogie, help me out. To your best knowledge, isn't this the deal? Whether either you or Wings gets fired or...
Oh, wait, is that what Boogie was sticking his finger into and licking? Was he tasting the frosting on that cake? I bet that's what that was. Very important to address that aspect of it, but I think that's what was going on.
Isn't this the deal? Whether either you or Wings gets fired or quits, right? You get whether you or Wings get fired or quits, you get Tommy C. Rule, and then you get matched on your best month.
Right, best month in the last 12 calendar years.
So like basically, if Wings will get, you know, if he's gone, right? We got to talk, right? It might be suspension still. I don't know. We're kind of up in the air. We're really impressed that he's doing something, you know, I must say. And I know a big portion of the fan base is going to be mad at us that we're even considering working out maybe a suspension instead of a firing, but we're just shocked he's actually like taking accountability and doing like taking anger management. Like that's not Wings, bro.
First step in the right direction. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. And I said it on the Discord, and it was very unpopular. And I don't want to look like an idiot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Was it unpopular to have a documented wife abuser on your show? That's crazy that people wouldn't really like that.
Right? Like, I want you to take this very serious. I know it'll be a long road to get him back. But I do think there's a very strong possibility that he will be back, and I want that. I actually want that. I can't speak to the future, and he's going to have to do a tremendous amount of work. But I think he's going to do it, and if he does that work, I want him back. And you can be as mad as you want.
I knew I was doing the right thing when I said I'm not going to fully close the door, and there could be a chance because look what he's doing. Look what
he needs to do.
I cannot
better himself, to better his life, to better Kelly's life.
I've known Wings for 15 years. And the fact that he signed up today for an anger management class that costs money, by the way. He's paying for this shit.
Joseph Lucero
is wild.
$9.
So there, to me, that came across as they're setting up so they can draw some extra drama out of this. The will they, won't they bring Wings back. This is a little bit more recent.
So, you know, me and Boogie are feeling some kind of way that Wings keeps like eating off of us, right?
Dipping out
and he doesn't do these full events, right? So we're voicing that concern. His wife decided to call me greedy. Like with all Kelly with all her fucking, with her chest out on the phone, called me fucking greedy.
Fucking greedy.
Oh my God, did I snap on her and fucking Wings? I go, this motherfucker shows.
So now, here in this conversation, it sounds like the thing that really did Wings in is that his wife insulted Keem. All that other stuff with the table slamming and the arm slapping. At that point, it's, do we fire him? Do we suspend him? But now, Kelly's insulted Keem. Oh, they're done. They're gone.
Up and talks. I do everything. How dare you fucking call me fucking greedy? Right now, me and Boogie are risking getting canceled, right? By giving Wings a path back, and you're gonna call me fucking greedy? So the relationship with Wings is completely done.
Oh, breaking
completely
news.
done.
Breaking news.
And then after I got upset about that, then he started making up all these excuses on, you know, why the slap and the car ride was okay, and why pushing her on the table was okay. And dude, he clearly was.
I'd be curious to hear what Wings was actually saying to justify his actions there. Because I don't necessarily doubt that he was saying that sort of stuff, but Also, I wouldn't doubt that Keemstar is just saying this so that people will be more on board with his decision. I could see it going either way.
Was just saying to us that he was trying to get help and all this stuff, and he truly wasn't serious about it because he tricked us into thinking he was taking accountability for what took place. But in that conversation, it was very clear that he didn't. And Brantley heard the whole fucking thing. She'll
It
tell
pissed
you.
me off even more. She called it. I called it.
Yeah.
GG Kelly. Yeah, and this is just embarrassing clips of Wings from there. But so, oh, and that clip was from Mr. YOLODickswagger. And this one here is Breaking Banquet. So the gang's all here for this segment. But this is just more information about Keem saying, no, we're going with a firing instead of the suspension.
Here we go.
And why are you getting loud in my face?
Because I fucking can!
Dude, are you fucking serious? You better stop!
Hey,
you better stop!
Wings, chill.
You
This is my bald dome.
better stop!
Wings, chill.
There's like 2 minutes of off air or something. And then, of course, you know, and then this happens.
Jordan.
What's the point, man?
Hey! That's your fucking wife now. Go calm down. That's your wife.
He's lost in that moment. You see him looking around.
Yeah, he's completely, yeah. I don't know. There's so many things that have been said about the moment. There's so many things I could say about that moment, but I just want to say the simplest thing, which is it's just heartbreaking to see. It just, you know, from my perspective, I thought at first she tripped. And then from, you know, I saw it from the other perspective, and there's definitely some shoving going on there. It's not great. And it just, it sucks, man.
God, that makes me sad. You can't have violence at a fat camp. And then this happened.
You say that, Keem, but it took until the second clip for you to say he needs to go. I guess he did. Actually, let me take that back a little bit, because I think after this interaction happened where Wings table slammed Kelly, he did send them home from Fat Cap. So no, actually that is true. It's just that he didn't fire them until the car arm slapping clip.
And it's like, whoa. Wings is actually unhinged. You know, this is not a moment of aggression. This is what, 10? I think the two clips are, if I had to guess, are probably about 10 minutes away from each other, right? So there's a cool down period where cool down is not happening, which makes everything way different for me, you know?
That is an intense level of anger if you can't step away from that interaction that he had with Keem and over the course of 10 minutes, just relax a little bit. He still had that much energy to just go brawl after 10 minutes of stepping away from that. You'd think once it gets physical, like they'd be like, okay, you know what? I think I might have gotten too worked up. Let me take a couple deep breaths, collect myself. But no, Wings was just stewing that whole time.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that there was a tone set for the day.
Also, I hate the way Keem hits his vape. It looks like he's trying to hide the fact that he's vaping. Obviously, you can tell because he's putting something up to his mouth and then vapor comes out. But he always covers the device up. Strange. I don't know why he does that.
I do think that there was a tone set for the day with the fist fight that happened earlier that day. I think when you grow up in an abusive home, and I fully would have expected you and him to fight, or him and I to fight, or something like that, which, like you said, would be forgivable. That's one thing. But it's inexcusable. It sucks. Like, all you can do at that point is apologize to your wife, beg forgiveness from your wife. You know, that's all you can do, as you should.
I find myself right now as a loss for words, and like all day I'm thinking, I'm going to go live. This is what I'm going to say. You know, I'm thinking about my feelings and how I'm going to react to it and this and that. And it's like, now that I'm here, I'm just at a loss of words once again. It was the following day where, you know, Twiggy was telling us that he was riding with them on the way up, and, you know, Wings like slapped Kelly's arm during traffic. And then we seen that clip and we're like, whoa.
You seen it? We seen that clip? Usually, I'm not one to correct people's grammar stuff, but this one specifically bothers me. We seen that movie? No, you saw that. Like, it just sounds like you grew up in the middle of nowhere and you dropped out of high school. That one specifically. Most of them, they don't bother me. You know, people talk how they will. But we seen that really bothers me for some reason.
During traffic. And then we seen that clip and we're like, whoa. Okay, things have changed once again. And we called Wings on speakerphone. Everyone was in the theater room, including like Billy and Xylee and whatnot. And Wings said something to Xylee that it wasn't abuse because it didn't leave a mark or something, which really set.
That's a crazy cope. If he really said that, I don't think we have that on video. But to say that not leaving a mark is the only thing that matters, I mean, so does he just not believe in like verbal or emotional abuse? I could definitely see Wings having that perspective, but to actually say that to other people is pretty wild.
Abuse because it didn't leave a mark or something, which really set Xylee off, and a few others like Tina and Xylee had like former abusive relationships that they were in, so they were pretty pissed off about all this stuff, you know. And Wings feels like we betrayed him by talking about that clip and playing the clip of in the.
Does he feel like he betrayed his wife at all? I think that's a little bit more meaningful than your LolCow cohorts betraying you, overreacting to you abusing your wife.
By talking about that clip and playing the clip of in the car ride, which again isn't anything crazy. You know, he's not giving Kelly a black eye, but it's still like one of these things. You know, it's you know, it's like, bro, you don't
like what choice do we have once that's in our lap? We have to show it,
you know,
right? Like we,
and then
Yeah, and it's been said by lots of people, but the idea that he's only hit his wife or gotten physical with his wife 2 times ever, and they both happen to be on camera within a couple days of each other, pretty hard to believe.
do we have once that's in our lap? We have to show it,
you know,
right? Like we,
and then other people were saying he was trying to prevent road rage. You know, and it's like, bro, you're not driving the car. All right. Kelly's a full-grown adult. She's an adult woman. She is not your child. You don't get to spank her. You know, she has a right to drive that vehicle, and she has a right to honk the horn. You don't.
Yeah, and I would imagine if the roles were reversed there, Wings would lose his mind that she was telling him how to drive at all. I cannot imagine Wings being cool with Kelly doing that to him.
You know, she has a right to drive that vehicle, and she has a right to honk the horn. You don't have any right to just spank her. You know, it's like, bro.
somebody asked why I didn't get up or try to get involved. I can't move too good, and I know for a fact that man can go right through me. He did in the rings. He would go right through me anyway.
Rasperto said.
Yeah, okay. So Boogie's like, why didn't I get up? Well, it would be effort, and also Wings could beat me in a physical altercation, so Kelly can sort that out for herself.
Said that was a hidden camera setup. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. They asked Twiggy to record them fighting. They at least that's what Twiggy told us. He said they were fighting, and Twiggy said, "Film this," right? And if you
Assuming he means that Wings told Twiggy to film it, not that Twiggy said film this.
told us, he said they were fighting, and Twiggy said, "Film this," right?
And if you watch that full clip, at the end, Wings goes, cut that out. Well, the reason why Wings said cut that part out is because he knew he messed up. Talk your talk with Kelly. I'm not sure what that means. Okay. So to kind of go through everything, to be as transparent as possible, this happens and I'm on my way to, I've come to the conclusion, Wings just got done pushing Kelly. I'm sitting down and I'm just trying to gather my thoughts on what to do now that Fat Camp truly is not a safe place and it is not a safe environment because of the people that were hostile and violent. And somebody donates and says, you need to send Becky and Wings home. And that's when it was like, yes, I do need to do this. Now, I'm a little embarrassed that I wasn't already coming to that conclusion and I needed a super chat to tell me what to do, but I was going through a lot. Like,
No, Keem, there's no shame in having the super chats tell you how to run your operation, right? Everybody needs help from the chatters on how to run their events.
conclusion, and I needed a super chat to tell me what to do, but I was going through a lot. Like, hopefully you can understand, I was still in a state of disbelief, right? That this was even happening. So that kind of light bulb, hey, I'm the boss, I need to send these people away, right? After that super chat came in. And so I was on my way over to...
The most concerning to me was how quickly she defended him. She immediately said to tell everyone that she tripped. It's really sad and it all sucks.
Yeah. Me and...
That's like classic person being abused move, is to downplay what's happening to you and make it seem like it's an accident. Because you want, they get it in their head that they need to defend this person who's abusing them because, sometimes they slip up and they don't treat me right. But a lot of the times the abuser will do, is it like love bombing or whatever? They'll mix the abuse with the love bombing. Just really confuse the person and then make them think, oh, yeah, this bad stuff happens, but they're also so good. Well, if you're in a solid relationship, you shouldn't have to weigh those two things, right? You get in a decent relationship, and the highlights won't need to be used to outweigh these massive lowlights. Obviously, there'll still be lowlights, but they won't be abusive.
Mike got in the car, and we were on our way to tell Becky that she had to go home. And we passed Wings' cabin, and Wings was already in the cabin at the time, on the way to Becky. And Kelly was outside of the cabin crying. So I stopped and I said, are you okay, Kelly? And Kelly responds to me. She goes, he's blaming me. He's blaming me for ruining his career. And I go, Kelly, it's not your fault. You are not to blame for this.
How would Wings even make that argument? It's like your fault you got in the way. What else could it be? Or you pissed me off so much I had to table slam you? Or even theoretically, I don't see how he could make a halfway decent argument that Kelly was at fault.
Wings is out of control. I go, you guys need to go, all right? And I will try to fix this mess. That's what I told them. Or Kelly at that moment. Then I go talk to Becky. Becky gives me a big hug. She goes, oh my God, are you okay? I go, yes, but we need to de-escalate everything and we need you to go. She goes, I'll go home right now. I'll go home right now. On the way back, I told Kelly once again, because she was outside, I go, this is not your fault, but you and Wings got to go for the safety of everyone, right? And I don't know if they decide to go at that time or not, right? Then, at one point in the stream, you see me say, I have to go deal with stuff. And I get Mike to go with me again. This time, we got a call from Lord Rush that the police were coming to talk to us. I think our very stream the next day, we came out and we said, hey, look, we're putting him on a 90-day suspension. And so then they left. And then the next day, we said we'd leave the door open for Wings to come back with a 90-day unpaid suspension, right? And Wings asked us for help. He truly asked us for help. And we did agree to help him. and navigate him through this and give him really good advice. All I know is once we seen that slap video,
We agreed to give him really, really good advice. You know, our advice is always the best. Like, you could just say that you gave him advice, all right? Especially if you're not even going to tell us really what it was. A little bit obnoxious. Say, oh, we gave him some premium advice, top of the line advice.
get him through this and give him really good advice. All I know is once we seen that slap video, then things changed and it was like, oh my fucking God.
Okay, see, it wasn't just the one-time slip-up where he misspoke. This is how he
Navigate him
talks.
through this and give him really good advice. All I know is once we seen that slap video, then things changed and it was like, oh my fucking God. Wings does just lay hands on his wife, you know? And I remember Boogie saying something to him on the phone, or maybe it was someone else. And they were saying, this is when we were on speakerphone with Wings. And we were saying, someone said to him, like, you mean to tell me the only 2 times you laid a hand on your wife was in the last week during Fat Camp? Because it's so weird that you push her and then, you know, you're slapping her arm in this other film. And Wings goes, yep, those are the only 2 times.
Well, the worst thing he said in that phone call was, that's not real abuse. It didn't even leave a mark.
Yeah.
And that really burns a bridge with me. Like, I still want to.
I agree with what Boogie is saying here, but it's just so annoying to hear this guy who played a fake Mr. Rogers character and faked cancer and all this stuff act so sanctimonious. And it was at that moment I knew I couldn't be friends with Wings anymore. It's like, shut up, bro. All right? Just say it more plainly if you want to do this, but it just is so obnoxious the way he's overwrought about it.
Help Jordy get better, all this stuff, but like, come on, man, you don't have to leave a mark. Some of the worst things that can happen to you don't leave a mark.
Yeah. So then we're done with Wings. All right. We know he's fired, right? And then I think it's the next day he starts sending us messages that he's in anger management. So then we're like, holy shit. Okay, good. Right. So now the door is to crack open again. Okay. And we kept going back and forth like this for a while. Right. Like it got bad and then it looked like there was hope, and then it got bad and it looked like there was hope. And then when we left Fat Camp, I'm literally, 2 hours driving out. And me, Boogie, and Wings, we get on the phone. We wanted to talk about him getting better, but also making content of him getting better, meaning that like the audience can see him actually doing the anger management or whatever it would be, right?
I'm sure it was so the audience could see the progress, right? It's not that you just wanted more content for your show. It's like, no, we need to prove to the audience that Wings is working on it. That's why we're going to make content out of it.
Or meaning that like the audience can see him actually doing the anger management or whatever it would be, right? So we're kind of having that conversation. And me and Boogie brought up something that's been bothering us every one of these live events. And that's where Wings goes home early and, we make the bulk of the money. And so when we brought up that, immediately Kelly started screaming at me that I was greedy. I was like, bro, I'm like doing everything. You show up. You just show up. But I'm running around like a madman setting up new stages. And yeah, I had help from Twiggy and stuff, but I'm on the go nonstop, right? And I got told that I was greedy. And
I don't know what the division of labor is for LolCowAlert, but I would believe Keem is probably doing most of the administrative stuff, or at least not Boogie and Wings. I can't see them doing the work to set up events and stuff like that. So I'm just going to give Keem the benefit of the doubt on that aspect. And assuming that's true, it is so crazy that given what's going on at this point in time, Kelly would say you're being greedy. So, and again, we don't know that she actually said that, but if she did, like, even if you thought that was the truth, like, have some tact. Keem is already thinking about whether or not to suspend or fire Wings, and then you throw that out there. Obviously, I'm not saying that it's Kelly's fault that Wings is fired. It's his own fault. but just crazy that you you would say that during this time.
You know, I was trying to take advantage of him. And then he started making excuses for the slap, how the slap wasn't a slap and it wasn't a big deal, and that he didn't really push Kelly, that she tripped. And we're like, oh, he's not getting better. And that how that he's just doing the anger management because it's bullshit or something. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I would like to see proof that Wings actually did anything to at least set up an appointment for anger management or actually go to it. Because I could definitely see Wings just saying that he was going to do that and not actually putting in any work to do it.
He's just doing the anger management because it's bullshit or something. Do you remember that line? I can't remember.
No.
This thing's just a money grab, you know, South Carolina. There was one good thing he did say, though, in that conversation is, remember, he said, what I did realize is I do have anger management because the basis of anger management, you remember that?
Yeah, he basically said that by taking some of the courses, he realized that his whole personality was based off of some level of anger, where he's always frustrated, always irritated and stuff like that.
And then the conversation with Wings.
I mean, does a person like Wings really need anger management to come to that realization? There's so much footage of himself that he could go back and watch and just be very obvious that this is a man that's driven by like anger and sadness, frustration, more than just about anything.
Where he's always frustrated, always irritated and stuff like that.
And then the conversation with Wings ended with him saying, just pay me my money, I'm out. Right?
Yep.
Conversation ends. Me and Boogie get in a private call and we're like, kind of a sense of relief. Like, okay, Wings is out. You know, he's going to be paid per the contract.
The fact that he's saying he had a sense of relief after this, to me, that says you knew that you should have canned the guy already, right? Like, you were going back and forth on this thing, even though you knew you should have just gotten rid of him. Why else are you going to be relieved at that point? You're not going to be relieved if the wrong choice is what happened, right?
Like, okay, Wings is out. You know, he's going to be paid per the contract. So then yesterday, I shot him a text and I said, hey, you know, me and Boogie are going to go live on Sunday. I texted him yesterday and I said, hey, look, me and Boogie are going to go over everything. And we're going to officially announce that you're no longer a part of the LCU. Would you like to put out a statement? Would you like to say something so we can like tell the audience? I want to make sure it's not just so you're gone forever. You can say something on your way out the door. And Wings decided that he would like to do it on his personal Twitter, and he did that yesterday.
Last weekend's events are inexcusable. I lost my temper on a longtime friend, and instead of using logic and just apologizing, I escalated to physical altercation. I was
Escalated like an escalator.
unable to settle myself down, and unfortunately, I ended up putting someone I love in a terrible place. I never intended to hurt anyone. I came to realize that I do need to take steps to manage my emotions. I've started on that journey by enrolling in an anger management class and trying to hold myself accountable to how I treat people individually. I took the time to reach out and apologize to every individual, but I also need to apologize to the fans. I know a lot of people are not comfortable with violence of any kind or have past history with it, and it was not my intention to allow things to get to this point. I'd also like to add, I was grabbed from behind and I didn't know who I was pushing until it was too late. From behind. I shouldn't have pushed anyone or put anyone.
There's not even anybody behind him at that. Yeah, no. Wait, that's just straight nonsense.
I shouldn't have pushed anyone or put anyone into a position to hold me back, and these are things I highlight that I need to work on. I've also had a good friend point out flaws in my personality over the years and allow me to reflect more on myself. I didn't take a second boxing match because I hated hitting people, and I never want to hit anyone if it can be avoided.
Is that why you didn't want to do another one, or is it because it required any amount of effort? feel like that's the more likely answer.
I was very unprofessional and I take full accountability for it. I'm very thankful for my time on LolCow Live, and it helped pull me from a very dark place in my life. I wish we could leave on more amicable terms, but I will say that I met a lot of friends along the way. A lot of friends along the way. And had a better outlook on life. I have a better outlook on life as a whole. I hope everyone can eventually forgive me and continue to explore having a friendship with me.
I want to see what exactly this is. I don't know if you can read it even zooming in, but it looks like this is supposed to be his proof. Oh, okay, no, it's just, oops, just info in general about blaming. Anger management class. Okay, I thought maybe that was supposed to be like proof that he scheduled classes or something, but it looks like it's just generic stuff about anger management and that blaming is something angry people do. Not sure why that's worth including on his statement there, but so yeah, there you go. I definitely don't think this is set in stone at all, that they are permanently kicking Wings from the show. I could absolutely see them, having more back and forth about this. And another clip, I saw them saying that, they're going to have to replace Wings, but they are not in a rush to do that. It's going to take a lot of interviewing and testing to figure out who is the replacement for him. So, I mean, that kind of is a little bit more to indicate that they are done with Wings, but I don't know for sure. With this type of show, I don't take anything they say too seriously. But anyway, there's just a little bonus content. Becky got in trouble at Fat Camp, and she had to shave her head. And it's a little bit disturbing to watch this. Somebody else said that it's like watching a snuff film, and I kind of agree. Not that I've ever watched a snuff film, but just the vibe that it gives off is almost as disturbing as you would imagine watching a snuff film is.
It doesn't matter either way. If you say no, you can. I'm not going to kick you out. You can still stay here for Fat Camp, but we're not hiring you back. You can do whatever you want. But if you do,
You can see in the background here. Oh, move my cam here. But Tina is loving this.
hiring you back. You could do whatever you want. But if you do it, I'll give you the chair back, and I'll forget that you fucked me over. I will, I promise. I won't bring it up again.
So I think this is supposedly because Becky showed up late to Fat Camp, that she needs to be punished to keep her spot on the show. And the punishment is that she has to shave her head.
Shake on it.
Holy shit. Holy fucking shit.
She ain't done it yet, so what the fuck you doing?
Can you just try your best to be still?
Yeah.
And let Kelly take the first swipe? Kelly?
I can't believe I'm gonna do this. Oh my god.
Yeah, I got the camera. I got the camera. Kelly, and just please not try to say anything, Kelly, because she'll react, and I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Kelly walks up like trying to keep a smile off of her face here.
And I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Get my camera.
Be still.
Come on, Kelly.
I got the first piece.
I ain't touching him. Oh, you want to touch him?
All right, Becky, or excuse me, Kelly, give the clippers to Becky.
Here you go.
Let her do it herself.
fun. Becky, you can do it.
Kelly just takes the first swipe. But here, it's a group project to torture this woman and shave her head. And, you know, definitely she could be playing this up here, but I think just about any woman, unless she has very short hair already, would be about this upset about having to shave their head.
Do we get a mirror?
Just right down the middle. Right down the middle.
And it does look like there are actual tears, too. Maybe she's just that good of an actor, but I don't think so. From what I've seen, the yelling matches and stuff, they're not as convincing as this.
It's a lot harder to do it to myself.
Not in this room. You want to whisper? Do it somewhere else. Everything he's doing and saying can be picked up on his mics. It's only about the 20th time.
Are you sure it's so much harder to do it myself? Are you sure somebody else can't do it?
Out. You're out. Fuck out.
Could somebody else do it? It makes it a lot harder.
Wings. She's behind you, sir. We need you to do the clippings.
Wings walks up straight business.
Looking like Hulk Hogan right now. Let me finish.
It's just so bizarre. Wings is completely emotionless. As this woman is sobbing over having her head shaved. And he's just like, oh, another day at the office.
My God.
You can stop right there. It's good enough. We can touch it later. Becky, welcome to LolCowQueens.
Look at this. Keem is a sick man. He's so happy that he was able to do this to her. He just loves it. He loves it.
That was badass. That's badass. I don't fucking care. They all might hate you. I got respect for you now. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
You let me make a fool of you exactly the way I wanted. So now I have respect for you. Like, I don't doubt that that's how Keem sees the world, but very strange man. And this is like 15 minutes, so I'll just skip to the end here.
Shave their hair off, and the only thing Becky talked about is Keem.
This is a PG-13 program.
Sorry.
Now I have hairy tits. Thanks for that.
Oh, for fuck's sake, oh God.
Welcome
You
to the club.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I thought her tits were her best asset. I guess her head's gonna bring in more
like
money.
A dog.
All right, guys, real quick. Let me just go and read these donuts.
You know.
Yeah.
Just go and read these donuts real quick. 20.
Before you do, this will make you feel better, Becky. The show just hit $5,000 in donations.
Wow, thank you guys. That does actually make me feel a bit better.
Yeah, when you get fired, at least you'll have
At
some
least
money to
they
go
could
home
they could love me or hate me, but at least they care about me.
The problem is you're not getting a dime.
Dime of it, yeah.
All right, so
You're a guest.
Thank you for the W's, guys. Oh my God, I feel so much better. Do you know what really was very, very hard about coming back, Ash?
Does that really make you feel better? I mean, your head is shaved, but some chatters said W in the chat. So you feel better? I don't know. So, you know, probably played up to some level, but I think any woman just about is going to be decently distressed about having her head shaved. So anyway, there's updates on LolCow Live. Again, I wouldn't take any of it to heart. I wouldn't take any of it too seriously. Probably a lot of this is for show, and I would not be at all surprised if Wings ends up back on LolCow.